I'm telling you, the most elite hoopers you know are not always the best basketball players. They are simply delusionally confident. My name is Simon. I played basketball on the semi-pro level in 3 different countries, and I'm telling you, I've been around some actual like D1 hoopers, like people who actually went on to play D1. My ass did not go D1, but I've played with people who played or now play on the D1 level. Bro, I'm more skilled than some of those people who now went on to play D1, or at least it's not that much of a difference. The basketball ability part plays a big role, but it's not the separating factor. It's literally the mind, the confidence, the attitude. Being confident or having confidence is probably the most important skill you could have in basketball. And today I just want to go over, or at least I want to try to break down what that delusional confidence looks like. So I want to like actually step by step, we're going to start pretty general, pretty broad, and then we're going to go deeper and deeper of what actually separates those elite hoopers, because I'm telling you, it's not always the skill set. And that is what I want to try to break down today, and maybe you can take something from this and apply it to your own game and maybe get closer to that elite confidence that the most elite players have. So let's get to it. So we're gonna start with the most obvious part. So that is like layer 1 of elite confidence. So first of all, you cannot be trash at basketball. Like there's a requisite amount of skill and basketball ability you need to have to actually be confident in your abilities. Becoming a good basketball player starts with training by yourself. So if you only train when you have practice with your team, that is not enough. You gotta find ways to separate yourself. Let's say you have practice with your team 4 times a week. Let's say you actually add 4 individual skill workouts a week as well. Maybe you wake up before school, you train 4 times a week by yourself on top of your team practice. So if you actually put the work in, you're gonna get better, and that's also gonna boost your confidence, that by itself. So that is step 1, the most obvious part. I think a lot of you guys watching this are already doing this. If you're not doing that, you can basically click off the video and simply start doing that, because that's gonna get you pretty far. So just that alone. But we all know that simply working hard is not gonna get you confident. So that sounds great, simply work hard and the confidence is gonna come. That sounds amazing, that's what a lot of people say, but it's simply not true. The hardest workers are simply not always gonna be the best players. There's always gonna be that one hooper, you probably know the type of hooper who does not give a fuck about working hard and he's still a pure bucket. So hard work alone is not the key to becoming confident, but it's extremely important. So that is the foundation, but we have to go deeper to actually show that hard work in the actual game. Step 2, or layer 2 in my opinion, is proving to ourselves that we can do it, that we actually are good at basketball. Because we can work hard as long as we want. We can tell ourselves these positive things like, yes, my hard work is gonna pay off. You can tell yourself that you're good at basketball, but at the end of the day, if you not truly show to yourself that you are actually good at basketball, then it's not gonna work. But how do we do that? I think there's a couple things you can easily apply literally today. First of all, you gotta play as much basketball as you can, and I do not care if that is 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, or 5-on-5. If you play a lot of basketball, you're gonna get so many reps against live competition, and that is actually where you kind of prove to yourself that what I'm working on actually works. So you actually need to get a lot of reps seeing yourself score against defenders. You need to see yourself doing a lot of whatever you work. Let's say you worked on your mid-range jump shot a lot. It does not, working on it by yourself is extremely important, but then you gotta apply it as soon as possible, whether that be 1-on-1, 2-on-2, like I said, and simply get reps shooting that pull-up and see, does that even work against the defender? How does it work? Why does it work? And then let's say you play 1-on-1 against your friend every single day and you experiment with the skills you worked on by yourself. So let's say again, you worked on your pull-up jump shot where you were by yourself. If you get to a point where you score against your friend in a 1-on-1, every single time with that mid-range shot, you're gonna automatically become confident at that shot because you see yourself scoring the ball, you see it working. Another thing we can do is utilize visualization. And I know that sounds weird, but your brain actually cannot tell if something is real or if something is imagined. So that is actually proven. So what you can do, you can simply go to a basketball court by yourself and simply imagine that there's someone guarding you. Imagine that there's 4 other defenders. Imagine you're in the actual game and try to make it as real as possible. I need you to see the crowd. I need you to literally try to feel how you feel in the actual game. Try to imagine the smell in the gym. Try to imagine everything. Add as much detail as possible, and then simply get your regular reps. So work on different in-game scenarios. So that is obviously not the same thing like being the actual game, but it's just another way to add a little bit more context to our training, and we get reps subconsciously, simply seeing ourselves succeeding, seeing ourselves scoring, seeing ourselves being successful, and slowly building up that confidence. But that does only work if you actually also apply your training against live defenders. So if you only visualize and don't play against live defenders at all, it's not going to work. You have to do both, but if you combine it, it becomes extremely effective. But it's still not the end all be all, because at the end of the day, your mindset about all of this, your mindset about your approach to the game of basketball may even be more important than the actual skill set. Because like I said, at the end of the day, it's the mindset, it's the approach, it's the attitude. And those are the next couple things we're gonna go over, or at least some things I think are really important. So something every single high-level basketball player I have ever played with, I have ever met, I have ever talked to has in common is that they do not give a fuck about making mistakes. And don't confuse that with them always being confident or never doubting themselves. They do doubt themselves, they are not always confident, but they understand that when they make a mistake and they feel doubt, they feel unconfident, they maybe feel embarrassed, that is only a feeling. So they do not attach themselves to their mistakes. They do not attach themselves to the feeling they get from making a mistake. They don't attach themselves to that. So they're okay with not feeling confident, but they still understand that I can still be confident without feeling confident. It's not like when they do something horrible on the basketball court, they dribble the ball off their foot, they airball 8 shots in a row. It's not like they don't feel those negative emotions, but they simply accept them and simply realize that that is only an emotion and the negative thoughts that come are only thoughts. That's why some of these players I played with, when they missed 15 straight threes, they are not even hesitating to shoot the next one. Like, it's actually crazy. It's something I truly admire, how they literally have this goldfish brain of they don't even associate themselves with the mistakes they made, and that is a huge superpower. Also, something I've noticed is that the most elite, the most confident basketball players have this unserious seriousness. So what that means is they're extremely serious about basketball. They work hard. Basketball is still their life. It's their everything. But they still have this awareness that basketball is not that serious, so it's not that deep. So for example, when you watch Steph Curry, sometimes in the most pressure in the games where he has, like, technically there's a lot of pressure on him to perform, he's still sometimes like smiling on the free throw line. He's still like just fucking around before the game in the pre-game, and you would think like he's not serious, he's not a winner, he's not serious about winning. But ironically, that unseriousness helps you kind of be more aware that if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world, and it kind of puts a little bit pressure away from yourself. At the end of the day, if you miss 12 straight 3-pointers and you dribble the ball off your foot and y'all lose the game, I mean, it feels extremely horrible. It feels like the world is gonna end. It feels like your basketball career is over. But at the end of the day, it's just one event that happened, and in like a couple of months, nobody's really gonna think about it anymore, and nobody really like for you it feels extremely like this huge event, but other people have their own problems, other people are in their own head, so nobody really thinks about you that much. So whatever just happened, whatever happened in the past doesn't really have an effect on the future. It's just you put so much meaning on those mistakes, you put so much emphasis on the past, and that's why you let it affect the future. But if you think about it, you could have 20 straight bad games and your next game could still be an amazing game, because the past is not associated to the future. So those are just some really important and I think really helpful keys you can also like apply immediately. And I'm gonna have a lot more videos about this topic coming soon. Let me know if you like these type of videos. I know I have a lot of more like basketball skill content on here, but if y'all want to see more of this kind of mental mental training, I guess, stuff, then please let me know. If you made it this far, comment the word ball is life so I know somebody actually watched it. You're a real one. I appreciate you. And yeah, if you're new, subscribe for more. I got a lot of banger videos dropping, and see you all next time.